First tonight, this programme has been told that stabbing victims in Nottingham have paid vets to treat their injuries. They're reluctant to go to hospital because they don't want the police involved.
Well, now this region's major trauma unit is planning a radical solution. Victims will be offered confidential help from youth workers at their hospital bedside. This exclusive report from our social affairs correspondent, Jeremy Ball.
Another stabbing, another victim, this time in Leicester. But many people who've been injured in blade attacks refuse to speak to the police. Nathan ended up in hospital after being slashed across his face and hand near his home at St Anne's in Nottingham.
Yeah, well, they start asking questions like, how did it happen? I have to lie to them because I don't want them to get the police involved, so they know that you're the one that's got stabbed and they know you're the one who's most likely to retaliate. So that's why it puts you in a bad position. And also, to your friends, it looks like it could look from their aspect that you're being an informant, like you're snitching on people. And you know what they say, snitches get stitches.
Other people who already need stitches refuse to go to hospital to avoid involving the police. We've been told that some victims hop out of ambulances, while others look for people who can stitch them up at home. The Nottingham boxing coach Marcellus Baz runs knife crime workshops for schools and for young offenders.
I've come across it quite a few times where people have known vets on a personal level and asked them to stitch them up. And it's happening here in Nottingham. They got to get healed, they got to get stitched, and they know if they go to hospital, they're going to get police involvement.
And why would a vet do that?
Maybe make a little bit of money on the side.
So now the major trauma unit that covers the East Midlands is going to try a new approach that doesn't involve the police. Youth workers will be embedded with doctors at the Queen's Medical Centre to offer victims confidential support at a time when they're most receptive.
Whether it's that young person going on to become a perpetrator of violence against someone else, or it's the community and the violence just continues, then that's what we're looking to try and stop in that teachable moment, or that short window of opportunity. That's very difficult to accept that sort of help until you recognise you need it. When you realise that you are vulnerable.
Red Thread's been invited to Nottingham because of its track record in 4 hospitals in London. So does Nathan think it can work here?
You know, I think that'd be a great idea because then we can give them the knowledge and the tools to know about the consequences if they do retaliate.
Tackling knife crime's a growing priority, and they hope that teachable moment in hospital can make a real difference.
Well, Jeremy's here now. I mean, it does sound extraordinary that a vet could treat a stab victim.
It does, but we've had confirmation of what you heard there from Marcellus Baz from 2 other people who work with groups that tackle gang violence in Nottingham. Now, they all told me they know victims personally who've paid vets to stitch them up. They also say that sometimes girlfriends and nurses are pressured into patching up stab wounds.
Wouldn't a vet get into serious trouble for treating a stab victim?
Well, I've spoken today to the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons, who told me no one's ever been struck off for doing this, but because of confidentiality, they can't tell us whether they've ever received any complaints about it. And they say there are rules that ban vets from prescribing medicine to humans. This isn't completely clear-cut, though, because, of course, anyone with first aid skills can try to save someone's life. Of course, they shouldn't be getting paid for it.
No. On the wider issue, is knife crime getting worse?
Well, the police are dealing with more of it, certainly in this region. In the last year, almost 1,400 knife offences were reported and recorded across Derbyshire, Leicestershire and Nottinghamshire. More than half of those involved victims being injured. And the figure's actually gone up by 7% in the last 3 years. And of course, that doesn't include knife offences that the police simply don't find out about.
No. OK, Jeremy Ball, thank you.